Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make the crocheted portion that the buttons go on for ear savers. I'll start off by making a slip knot. What I do, most people do it different, this is the way I do it. Wrap it around my finger, have a loop. So like, tying your shoes. So, what I want to do is I have my slip knot on my crochet hook. I'm using a H hook, if it can show up or not, or 5mm. Now I'm going to crochet 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'm going to crochet 1, come back in that last stitch, make a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochets all the way down, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And in this last stitch, I'm going to do 5 single crochets. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's very similar to how, like, when you're making the sole of a baby booty. By doing the 5 in that last stitch, I created this kind of fanned out effect there. Now I'm going to go into the bottom parts of the stitches that I just made. So we went across the top, so we went across here, and now we're going to go on the underside. So I'm going to insert my hook right here in the bottom of this last stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now we're on this ending one right here. What we're going to do is I'm going to put 2 single crochets into that stitch, into your 8th stitch at the end, and then the top stitch of this one I'm going to also put 2 single crochets. And that creates a fanned out effect on this end, like we have on this end. See, it's kind of rounded off. Now, you're going to single crochet across the top again. So that's your first stitch. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now we're on that part where it turns. So in this first stitch here, so what would be your 10th stitch, you're going to put 2 single crochets. 1, 2, you're going to do the same thing in the middle stitch and on this stitch here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we're going to do single crochets all along this here. This is our second round on this, and this only takes 2 rounds. So we're going to single crochet so we get to the point to where we about did our 2 single crochets the last round. Okay, so we're at this point here, which is where we did our 2 single crochets the last time, and you're going to put 2 single crochets there, and on the end and then you're going to slip stitch off strings. And there you have your piece. What you would do now is you would take a large-eyed needle, thread it onto these here, and you would weave in your ends. If you don't know what that means is, let's see if I can do it real quick. See, I have it knotted here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to insert it here on the edge. Kind of make that knot a little less prominent looking. See? And then here, I have a lot of open loops going all the way down there. What I prefer to do is go down through that. About that much. Pull it through there. Let's see. It's here now. And then I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to pull it back up the other way to kind of make it more secure so that, you know, my ends are not just popping out anywhere. And that's how you weave in an end. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a button and put one there and put one there. I recommend 1-inch buttons. You could probably use, the only way you could use 3/4 is if like you're using those paper kind of masks that you get like at the doctor's office, because the elastic on those is pretty thin. Elastic on those, you know, is about that thin. For the thicker elastic that's on a lot of the fabric masks, I really recommend the bigger buttons. That way you know it's not going to come loose and undo, because that's the whole purpose of it, is for it to keep it secure and keep it off your ears so your ears don't get sores from having to wear it so much. So that's any mask, unfortunately, you know, eventually it just can wear sore if you have to wear it long enough. But anyway, that's how I do it. I was using actual cotton thread to sew the buttons on. Just make sure you use 100% cotton, no acrylics.